Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Aquila Carmen. Listen, I'm coming to you live one more time today. I'm gonna just share this with my group, the Age Group, a Generation Empowered. And I wanted to come in and share just a few things with you today. My live earlier was completely unplanned. I didn't plan on going live this morning, but just kind of amazed me. But listen, I wanted to come to you just for a few minutes today to talk to you about your why, your time, and your future. First of all, regarding your why, what is your why? Your why is when you have to make a decision. Why is it that you're making that decision? I think that every decision that we have to make regarding our life, every decision that is going to require a major move or a major transition or adjustment, I think we need to understand why we're doing it. I don't think we need to just do things just for the sake of doing it. I don't think that we have just a life that we can waste at any point in time. So I think that everything that we do in our life needs to be strategic. It needs to be almost like a chess game to say, if I make this move, how will it positively impact my life going forward? How will it help me? How will it benefit me? And going beyond me about the ones that I'm connected to and that I will connect to. So I shared my why with you guys a while back. If you didn't, if you don't have my why, go to aquilatcarmen.com. Go to aquilatcarmen.com and actually check out. It's in one of my blog posts, and look at my why. And I talk about my why there, and I talk about how it's important for me to be who I am as a husband, as a father, as a minister, as a preacher, to make sure that my choices, that anything that I decide to do, that I'm doing it because I have something that's fueling me. I have a why that's fueling me to do it. So that why is me making sure that I'm responsible as a husband, to make sure that I am a provider, to make sure that I am someone who is able to fulfill my responsibility as a father, as a parent, as a son, as a brother, as a preacher, as a minister, as a child of God, to be an example, to demonstrate that who I am, it holds value, not just for me, but that God has placed purpose. And I think that all of us need to understand that the Lord has placed purpose in every one of our lives. And so it's important for us to utilize that purpose and to make sure that we are holding up a standard for our life and demonstrating and exemplifying the best of who we are. And that's what it's about. It's about becoming the best of who we are, not just for ourselves, but for everyone else who's leaning on us and depending on us. So your why, I think the first thing that we need to establish when we want to make great strides in this earth, whether it be you being an activist, you being an entrepreneur, you being a minister, you being a pastor, you being a social worker, you being a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever God has called you to do, why are you doing it? And is your why, is it strong enough to keep you there, to pull you back in those moments that you would rather just step away from it all and give up? Because there's going to be those times, right? There's going to be those moments where you are going to say, I have no idea why I'm doing this. I need to give up now. I need to quit now. But why are you doing it? How will it really benefit you? And I think that if more so anything, the things that we should be deciding to do should be the things that completely reroute our lives, because life is not a straight line. It's never a straight line. And so we need to understand wherever the Lord may lead us, wherever he may call us to go, that we are prepared and we are positioned to be able to go. So why? What is your why? That's really important. And so the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is your time. I was out today, kind of out and about, grinding and working today, and I realized that there were some things at home that needed to be taken care of. So I actually rerouted, came home to take care of a few things before I go to a few meetings today. And it actually made it really clear to me, of course, something that it's really been dealing with me for the last couple of years now is, where's my time going? Hey Sandra, how are you doing? Where is my time going? Where is my how is the way I'm using my time impacting my purpose? Is it helping me to achieve my purpose? Is how I'm using my time helping me to achieve my goals? How is it doing it? I'm not even gonna lie, like the new season of Walking Dead is on, and I'm about 2 seasons behind. And although that may only be less than 2 hours of my life, I don't have time to get up there and watch it as much as I want to get up there and watch it. You know, I don't have time to turn on the TV. You know, I don't have time to be sitting on my phone and scrolling through and watching a bunch of videos. You don't have time for that. You only get 24 hours in a day. How are you using your day? Are you planning your time? Because time being the most valuable thing that God has ever placed in our control and in our hands, you know, how we're going to use it. You know, we have to be strategic on how we use our time, which means that you can't just lollygag and say, oh, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it. How are you going to get up? One thing I heard about my grandmother so much, my grandmother Olivia, is that she was an early riser, is that she got up at 5 a.m. Every morning or sooner. And before I understood the importance of waking up before everybody else and getting a jump on life, I was like, man, why would you get up so early? And now my question is, why would you not? You know, why would you not get a head start on your day to pray? Why would you not get a head start on your day to really seek the Lord on how he would lead you through that day, on getting an early start to get your thoughts out, or to read and get some education in your life, to really get your brain in a position to be able to face all of the challenges that are going to come in the day. The worst thing in the world for me and for anybody is to get out of bed, to be running late, to be rushing through traffic, to get to work, to jump on your job and begin to have to take in everybody else's stuff before you had a chance to deal with your own stuff. You know, and so it is important to make sure that you're actually using your time very wisely, to make sure that are you getting into bed at night, or are you up, you know, finding reasons to be up 12 and 1 in the morning? You got to get right back up. If you're not working, if you're not grinding, you need to go to sleep. If you're not doing something that's going to make money for you, that's going to benefit your family, that's going to elevate you, if you're not doing something that's going to improve you being your best self, you need to change the way you're using your time. You need to really adjust. And I hear people say, well, I'm busy. It's great, but is your busyness creating something for you? Is your busyness building upon who you are? Is your busyness related to your why? Is it related to why you'll go and work 12 and 14 hours a day? Is it related to why you'll go and stay and get 3 and 4 hours of sleep and still get up and do what you got to do? Don't be busy and not making progress, right? Listen, don't be busy and not making progress. If you're busy and you're not making progress, if your life is where it was in 2018 right now, if your life is in the same position it was in 2017, if you're still running the same circle, running the same rat race, doing the same things over and over and over, and you're not making progress in your life, as your bank account is the same, if you're still paycheck to paycheck and you were last year, then you need to stop being busy for no reason. You might as well get on TV and watch Walking Dead if you ain't gonna do something with your life. But if you're gonna be busy, if you got to tell people, listen, I can't do that because I got this going on. Listen, be busy making progress. So that means if you're not making progress in the things that you're doing, then you need to change the things that you're doing. I don't care if that means you working your full-time job. If your full-time job is not making you progress in your life, you got to do something different. I mean, if your mortgage is too much for you to save money, then you need to sell that house so you can start using your job to fund your dreams. Whatever you got to do, you need to pick up something that's going to give you an additional income. I heard somebody told me the other day, and I hear this so often, is Well, we don't have time. We don't have time. Really, you have 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 hours in a day, you got 16 hours. You're probably going to be working 8 hours. If it takes 8 hours for you to fix dinner, for you to get dressed, for you to straighten your room up. If it takes 8 hours to do those couple things, then something is very, very wrong. I've got 3 kids myself. My daughter is 7 years old. She's about to be 8, and my son's just turned 6. I'm busy and I'm tired. Listen, but I'm not going to stop grinding. So me and my wife have to be very strategic about how we use our time. And we're learning, we're learning, we're working and we're building businesses, but we're learning each and every day. If this doesn't work, we got to adjust. If that doesn't work, you got to adjust. So be careful with your time. And why, how are those two linked up with the last thing that I titled this as, your future? So your why is going to drive you. It's going to push you. It's going to pull you back up when you fall. It's going to push you back in when you feel like quitting. Your why is going to do those things for you. And then your time has to be used strategically so that your why your why is not in vain. It's there for a reason. There's something driving you. I got to make sure that my daughters don't have to struggle the way I struggle. I got to make sure that my kids don't have to struggle. I got to make sure that I don't live paycheck to paycheck like my parents did. I got to make sure that I don't have to tell my kids no every time they ask me for something. I want to make sure that my kids can get to places like California and don't have to wait till they were 18 years old like I did. Like, I want them to see places sooner. I want them to experience life sooner. I want them to not have to join the military just simply so they can travel. I don't want that for my kids. So it's about, and then it's about your future. Where are you building? Do you have a plan? What is your plan for the next phase of your life, for the next season of your life? Your 5 years should not look like where you're at now. Your 5 years, it should not look like the same income. Your 5 years from now shouldn't look like the same arguments that you're having with your wife. It shouldn't. Your 5 years from now shouldn't look like the same things that's stressing you now or stressing you here. I remember me and my wife had not long ago a $62 bill that had kind of slipped through the fingers. It was kind of my fault because sometimes I just don't jump on things and take care of it like I'm supposed to. And then there was some real tension in the room when my wife had to call and go ahead and set that payment up. But the thing about it is, my ultimate goal is to make sure that I've got every bill on auto pay every single month, and I don't even have to worry about it. I see it in the mail, know it's going to get paid. That's a goal for me. That's one of my goals, is to make sure that I've got everything in place so that in the future, when my children tell me, listen, Dad, we need this for school, or I'm missing this, or I need that, or they need shoes. The hardest thing in the world as a dad is to have to watch your shoes, watch your kids wear torn up shoes for 3 or 4 weeks because you got to wait to get to the next paycheck. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing in the world is to watch your children need something and you're just trying to have to make do until you can do. That's, so your 5 years should identify the things that you want to do different. If you're a minister, if you're a preacher, if you're a pastor, and if you're in a place where your ministry seems to be at a standstill, then how are you adding value to your ministry? Are you in that word digging deep every single night to add to your spirit, add to yourself, so that you can become a greater voice, so that you can become something greater? Are you working your gift so that the Lord can make room for your gift for you? Are you doing the things that when you're going on your job, are you taking advantage of every training necessary? Are you learning yourself so that you can become an asset more to your supervisors and your bosses, so that you can become supervisor and boss? So are you becoming flexible so that you can become necessary? Basically, you have to think about your future, and that goes. Your future goes back to your why, because you can't change your present into what you see in your future without having a strong why. And that's what I want you to think about today. Think about, Why is it that I'm doing? Why is it that I'm taking action here? Why is it that I'm making these moves? What matters to me more than anything? What are the dreams that I've had? What is it that I need to do for my children? What do I need to make stable for my wife so that if I pass away today, listen, guys, tomorrow is not promised. I can leave out of my house today. I could leave out of my house today. Somebody hit me in their car. Something happened and I'm gone tomorrow. Thank God we got life insurance in place. But are we stable? You know what I'm saying? Have I left all that I could leave on this earth? Have I made the impact in the lives that I could? Did I say everything I could have said? Or did I hold back for the sake of what others were thinking? These are the things that we have to think about, people. It's like, we have to really be concerned about, are we using every bit of our time, using our why to be our fuel and to drive us to get to what we see in the future. You got to see what you saw. And if you're walking by faith, then I'm in agreement with you that you're going to see what you saw. I don't believe God gives us a dream to sleep on it. I think he gives us a dream to live it. And so that's what I want to share with you today. Your why, your time, and your future, they all play in together. I appreciate you guys listening in. Dominique, yes, man, I appreciate you, man. I definitely had to share this today. But, man, I definitely appreciate you, sir. Mom, hey, Mom, I saw you came in on me. I appreciate that. Sandra Hayden, yes, thank you so much. Walking in God's grace as an example. Absolutely. That's the only way we can walk is in God's grace. Keisha, I appreciate you stepping through. Helen, thank you guys so much. John, man, good to see you on. Look forward. We still got to chalk it up, man. We got some things to talk about. Listen, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk with you soon. Take care.